I'm Ed Amoroso from Tag Cyber, and I'm here with Jim Miney, who is the Director of Solution Architects for Sertainty, and also Scott Pronger, who is the Chief Revenue Officer for the company. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks, Ed.
Hey, we're going to talk about a big theme now, intelligence, and in particular, intelligence and data. Now, I know that there's a lot of discussion about how you can make your data maybe more intelligent. Let's start with you, Scott. What does that mean? Like, does it mean embedding something into the data, or what's this concept? How should I think about it?
Well, there's actually three major things that we do for data. One is we can embed governance rules for data, define, what person or group of people can have access to information. It could also be an application or a piece of hardware or a system. The second thing is to basically monitor the data, so we know, when was it protected, when was it unprotected, when was it moved, where is it, and then the last and the most important piece is to protect the data. But all of that requires intelligence, and so one of the things we primarily do with our technology is embed intelligence into data that allows you to protect the data, to monitor the data, and also to embed governance into the data as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, Jim, take me through kind of the spectrum where intelligence is at one end and kind of inert is at the other end. Like, well, a lot of people maybe think of their data as being inert. What would be a better way to treat enterprise data?
Since we've been generating data, data's basically been left on its own. It's inert. It's standalone. It can't protect itself. So we've developed systems around it to protect it, whether it's network-based protection or encryption or anything like that. So what we've actually done is taken that data and inoculated it. We put all of the features that Scott talks into the data file itself so that it has intelligence. It has the ability to protect itself and to act and react.
Protect itself from what? Like, are we talking about attacks from the environment, like some sort of malware or users, or what is it that ultimately we're trying to prevent?
Well, we're
data?
trying to protect somebody from taking that data itself and being able to use it for their own.
Compromise primarily?
Absolutely. So the idea of protecting data is to keep other people from being able to get to it, whether it's compromise that someone steals the data, or that someone uses the data before you do and reduces its value, or things like that. So,
you think this concept would have been useful in preventing a lot of the big major breaches that we've read about?
Very much
still read about every day, right?
Absolutely. We're putting more and more of our data out into the cloud. The more that we do in the cloud, the less control we have over that data and over the controls over that data. We're actually trusting other people, and we're finding over the course of time that we don't have the ability to trust people 100%. That's where most of the major losses are happening these days. So what we're trying to do is convince people, if we give data intelligence, even whether it's out in the environment, in our local environment or out into the cloud environment, it knows how to behave. It knows who's the right person. It knows when it should open and when it should delete itself.
Scott, how much work is it to kind of manage something like this? Like, if I decided I really was buying into the concept of making my data more intelligent, is there a pretty heavy overhead there for system administrators or security administrators, or what is it that, like, who sets the policy rules? How much work is it?
Well, one of the core competencies of the company, Ed, is we know how to build software development platforms. So the ease of use that you need to have a platform like this that can be used to generate applications that encompass these features we talked about requires that you know how to build a software development platform that makes it easy for people to build applications. So obviously there's planning and work that needs to go into these applications, but we believe we've got a great solution that's been optimized for software developers.
Because making data intelligent implies that it's less dependent on a centralized infrastructure for policy enforcement or decisions, right? Which I would think would make the workload go down.
Well, one of the big concerns companies and organizations have today is that the investment required now in security-related technology or cybersecurity technology is extreme. Yeah. And there's some estimates that the the amount of money people are going to have to invest in security-related technologies is going to easily double in the next 5 years. We believe that by using our technology, by embedding intelligence into data, you can actually reduce your dependency on a lot of these other security solutions, whether it's public key infrastructure or whether it's technology around protecting networks. But there is a cost reduction opportunity associated with utilizing this type of technology.
Mm-hmm. Jim, as you build solutions with clients, do you find that they bring up kind of simplicity and ease of use as much as, say, cybersecurity and protection of data? I would think they would. They probably don't. If you're going to give me security, but also make it real complicated, it's probably not interested in that, I'm going to guess.
We're at a walk before you run type
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
The goal would be to make this technology ubiquitous across the environment so that it becomes real easy. But yes, at this point, the use cases are fairly simple. They're protecting messaging, protecting data at rest, but to be able to use this data for data in transit as well, so that I protect the data at the beginning of its life cycle, and I can protect it all the way to the end of its life cycle without having to worry about all of the other technologies, the security technologies that we've been using to this point.
So I have a prediction. I think people are going to start talking about intelligent data a lot more in the coming years because it makes sense. It certainly does lend itself well to the kinds of problems that people deal with every day. And I appreciate you guys sharing with us your great ideas. It's been very helpful.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.